Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the chapter 4 of the book Flamingo. The chapter's name is the Rattrap. So let's discuss about it. So in this chapter there was a man who was a rat trap seller, and he was a very poor man, or he was a vagabond. A vagabond is a person who just moves here and there. He doesn't have a permanent residence. He doesn't have certainty that he would be able to eat anything for dinner or lunch. That's a vagabond. Means like a side street person. That's called a vagabond. He was a vagabond, and that guy used to beg, thief, as well as make some rat traps through the begged wires that he begged from the shop owners and other people. So this was his daily routine. He used to beg. He used to beg the like. He used to beg wires and other materials from shops, farms, and he used to make rat traps at leisure time. But the job wasn't so profitable. The business wasn't so profitable as the rat traps are only one time buy thing. Like if you have a rat trap, then it won't be like consumed, or it won't be damaged too early. It will take almost 2 3 years, and it was not a profitable business. So to keep his soul and body alive together, that means to keep him alive, he used to do petty thievery. Petty thievery means small thefts like pickpocketing, or going to the grocery shop, or dine and dash, like that. That kind of petty thievery was his daily routine. He used to beg money, and he used to think the world has never been very nice to him. He was always like lived in a miserable condition of life where life has never been too good for him. So what he did was he just tried to convince himself and get a unwanted joy. Unwanted joy means unreasonable joy by thinking that this world was a rat trap. This world was a rat trap, and the rats are those people who are rich, who are greedy, who have money, and who wants more. Those are the rats. So, like how he further explains how he thinks about it. Like this world offers wealth and comfort and luxury that people run after, and when they achieve that, the door, the trap closes on them. Like when the rat is given a bait for cheese or pork, then he goes inside the rat trap, and then suddenly boom, the rat trap gets closed, and the gets trapped inside. So that's what he thinks about the world. It's probably because the world was never good for him, and he was so sick of thinking good of the world. Then one evening he just roams around and just search for a house, search for a house that he can stay inside. So while he was searching, he just got into a small hut type house near the roadside. Just knocked at the door. Uh, he just anticipated that nobody will open it, because in the past, he had experienced so many of the doors which never opened. But this one was different. The door opened, and an old crofter who worked at iron factory showed up. He just invited the vagabond inside, invited the rat trap seller inside. Then he was very happy because He didn't have a wife. His wife was probably not anymore, and his his children are somewhere else. So he was living alone with a cow, and he was very happy to get someone to accompany him. That so he he was so generous kind of man. He just made a porridge or a stew type of food. He served all of it. He served all of it to him and uh, the Rattrap seller, and they enjoyed it very well. Then then he also put a tobacco into his smoker, like hookah type of thing, and he was too generous for it because he gave him company that was very nice. It's very good. So that was the reason. And then what happened was, like, the prophet started telling about himself. He said that I have a cow. She's very bossy. Bossy means very healthy and powerful. Like, she produces too much milk. She produces enough milk to help him survive. He also says that he was used to be a very praised blacksmith in the Ramshu Iron Works at his times, at his prime. He was very rich kind of guy. And then he started showing his leather pouch, which contained 30 kronos. Kronos is a currency in this country. So then he showed that. The rat trap seller was totally flabbergasted by how generous and how kind that man was. Or he was a bit surprised as well that how can someone tell a stranger that he had money in the bag which is stuck, which is just tucked beside the windows. Then the next they slept that day. The next day, when he woke up and started milking the cow, then the rat trap seller also said that how can I be sleeping when the owner of the house is woken up? So they both got into the early season. Early season means good season. Good season means the early in the morning. Then they both just the crofter just go get the milk and just went to his way, and the rat trap seller went to the other way. But after half an hour, the rat trap seller returned there to the house. He just went to the window. He just broke the window, picked the leather bag, took 30 kronos and hung it again there. He was literally too happy and as well as too scared that if someone will catch him, he will be in a huge trouble. Then he just ran and ran to the highway. Then he realized that if he ran into the highway, if someone sees the broken glass, that he must probably think that the man has run through the highway. So he just jumped toward the forest. He ran, but it felt like he was just running the same place over and over. It was almost night. The time passed like nothing. He was literally too exhausted as well as hungry and thirsty, as he didn't even eat a single piece of food that day, as well as didn't drink any water. He was just trapped. Now, an undescribable fear has arisen inside his heart, and he just tried to thinking about the rat trap story that he used to make. The rat trap story that he used to make was the same that he was fallen into. Now he imagined himself as a rat. He imagined that the 30 kilometers was nothing but just a weight, and this forest is a rat trap for him, and he's doomed now. He's gonna die here. It's almost night, and the forest animals must be coming out from there. He was just too scared and too regretting that he left those 30 kilometers. Then what he did was he heard the hammering of iron. He was pretty sure that this was not an animal's voice. Then he followed the voice, and that day was a chilly day because it was the day before the Christmas. It was a very very chilly day. He went there. When he went there, then he just got into the iron factory. Nobody noticed when he entered because of the sound that they were making, like the hissing of the furnace, the sizzling fire sound, and the hammering, the powerful hammering that is occurring there. It made him like unidentifiable or unattentive to see for the rat trap Sharma. Then he just went inside. He just asked the master blacksmith that could he sleep here for today. He was unsure, so he called the iron master. Iron master was there, who was taking around, viewing what are those blacksmiths doing. The iron master took a good glance at him, and just he realized that he was Nils Olof or Captain Von Staller. He was someone who he knew. They both worked at the regiment, at the military regiment, and he thought he mistaken the Rattrap fellow with his old acquaintance, and he just invited him. He invited him to his house. He just had asked that, "What? How are you so dirty, my friend?" And just he replied that the life had took a pretty bad turn for me. So he said, "Don't worry, just come over my place and we will just enjoy the Christmas together." Then he was just very very scared to go there, because if he went there, then the man probably would recognize that he wasn't his acquaintance and he must arrest him right away. And they talked like they were in military, so he must have strong contacts with policemen. He was too scared to go. Then, disappointed, the Iron Master went home, but then he asked his daughter Edla Williamson to go and convince him to come here. Then Edla Williamson swiftly go there. Then she tries to convince him. Her kindness just pure-hearted kindness just melted his heart. He just accepted the proposal of coming to her house, and then at the way home, Edla asked some questions that the rat trap seller was unable to answer. So Edla has already recognized that this person was not something like a captain. He was someone who has escaped from jail or did something wrong. She already figured it out. She was a very, very sharp woman and smart woman. Then they reached home. He was clean. He had taken a bath, wore a coat, and well dressed. Then, when he came, the Iron Master couldn't believe his eyes. He just thinks that this is not Captain Monstal. He has mistaken him in the darkness and the tint of the burning furnace, that he was his old acquaintance, but he wasn't. So then he was super shocked about it, and then uh, after that he just said that just get off my house, and just he was too angry about it. He was too angry that he had deceived him, even though he knew that he wasn't Captain Moonstar, but he lied to him and came here all the way. But Adla Williamson has convinced her father that it's Christmas. Christmas is the festival in which we forgive others. We should forgive him. We should let him stay here. And as we know that we have nobody to spend Christmas with, so if we can spend it with him, then what's the problem? Then he couldn't like disagree his daughter, so he accepted it. Then the next day when he was awake, then Adler treated him very very nicely. They came and had a dinner, the Christmas fish and puddings. They had it, and just she was very he was very happy that they invited him here. And then he just went upstairs and just dozed off for 2 hours. Then he again aroused and then come down. When he come down, then he just met Edla. Edla said that the coat that he was wearing, that was his father's coat. It is a gift for you, the Christmas present. You can take it. And whenever you feel like coming here, whenever you feel alone, you can of course come here. You are always welcome. This kindness had made him so grateful and so thankful to her. Then both Adla and her father went to the church. They went there. They were just uh, praying to the Jesus Christ, and then a news pops out. The news says that an old crofter who worked at ironworks, was robbed by a man selling rat traps. The ironmaster was totally mad about it, and he just says that that fine man that you let in yesterday was that rat trap seller, was the thief. I don't know how many silver spoon had left when we reached home. Then they immediately get into the house as quickly as possible, and then they found out that it was all right. It wasn't that bad. Like, he didn't even stolen anything. Everything was there, fine. But surprising thing was he has left something. He has left a un like unprofessionally wrapped present that said Edna Williamson. Then she opened it. It was already exposed. It was a rat trap, and the rat trap was and with the rat trap there was 30 kronors and 30 kronors and a letter of thank you and appreciation for Edna. She read that letter. He said thank you so much, and he expressed every gratitude and everything that he had felt with him. He just wanted to return the 30 kronors, and the man who left that day was a totally different man who has come. This was the story of the rat trap, and now some important discussions about it. During the story, the rat trap seller has met three people. All three of them has shown kindness to him, but he deceived two of them, and only one person was the one who changed him. Why was this? The first person he met who gave kindness to him was the old crofter. Crofter welcomed him home when nobody was giving him any shelter. He shared his food, he shared his tobacco, he shared his thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But still, he betrayed him. He just stabbed him in the back and just stole the 30 kronos that he hid there in the leather bag. Why was it? Because the kindness of old crofter wasn't selfless. It has some kind of self greed. Like, it had something like he was alone. That's why he had welcomed him. If he was fulfilled or he was not alone that day, then he wouldn't have to welcome her, welcome him, the red trap seller. This was one thing that made the second one. The second one was the Iron Master. Iron Master had uh, invited him to visit his house, but it was also a selfish moment because he was his friend, because he was his acquaintance, and because they were alone. He had called him to celebrate the Christmas with them. So that was also a selfish moment. That's why he deceived him. The third one, Atla Williamson. The Atla Williamson did not had any kind of intentions, any kind of selfish intentions. She was just selflessly kind to him. She just selflessly supported him every time from the very beginning to the very end, and that made him touch his heart, and just change his mind, and his perspective of the world changed. His perspective of the world changed, his behavior changed, his personality changed, and he got improved by just the love and kindness of the Edla Williamson, the daughter of the Iron Master. So this was the story, and I hope you understand it well and good. This was all. Thank you for listening to me. Bye bye. Peace out. Um, we will meet in the next video. Bye.